We're Roy and Karen, and this is our week in and around the villages.
That's the truth. We did something very villages normal this week. There was a get-together at one of the rec centers, and it was put on by a local group called In Cahoots in the Hammock. So it's our local hammock group. And this was game night, and it was, what do they call it? In a minute? Something in a minute, I don't know. And there was 10
So much fun.
10 different kinds of stupid little games that we were worried. But we don't know any of these games. Nobody did. And they explained to you and you go do it. It was great. And I wish we had some video of us playing the games, but the folks who took video of us had technical issues, and so we never got it.
So there were 4 teams, and we didn't know anybody.
Nope.
Some people knew us, but we, well, on our team, we did know some people on the other teams. But we got to know them, and it was
so much
fun. People are friendly. They reach out, they introduce themselves, and we just enjoy that experience. There was a fundraiser behind it, which was to raise funds for the AED program that they're trying to get up and running in our
hammock
village.
at Fenny. Yep.
So we're trying to get some support with our neighbors and friends to be able to launch that, and it's getting there, but we're not quite there yet. Typical villages, kind of. We didn't experience this last year. I don't know if we just didn't know about it yet, but I work at Lake Sumter Landing, and I go out for my walk, and look what's happening.
It's some Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. So they had the Mardi Gras parade with the Mardi Gras Paws parade with the dogs, and I just missed that, but they were judging their costumes as I was coming out. A lot of people out enjoying it.
We didn't do this together. And it's very people-y. I'm a people person, but some of these things get very people-y.
Yeah, and who can blame them? It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that want to go experience this. I'm trying to leave with my colleagues from work, and I can't get out because they're all trying to get in.
Somebody had posted a picture on Facebook of a traffic jam of golf carts and wanted to know what was going on. And somebody replied, Mardi Gras!
Yeah, it was definitely a fun time for a lot of folks.
The other thing that we did this week that's typical villages, and I'm so happy to be able to say that we are getting back into the swing of being your typical villagers, is that we did a caravan with our neighbors, and we went down to Brownwood, and we got to listen to the Spazmatics.
Yeah, one of our favorite bands.
And just so typical.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
A lot of people enjoying this experience. Beautiful weather,
great, gorgeous
band,
out there.
And the people are just awesome.
But I think, now you tell me, I think there may have been more people at the square that day than they were there for New Year's Eve.
The people out having a great time, and we decided to get out and have a great time in our new to us RV, and we took it out to the St. John's River and explored along the way and chilled once we got there and found out it's the perfect machine for us.
We stopped in this little town of Palatka, Florida. And if you've never heard of it, nobody would blame you. But really, it's right on the St. Johns River, and it is a town. Whereas we camped was in the boonies.
Satsuma.
Yeah. This was a town. Oh, when I looked up Palatka to try to find out if they had any claim to fame at all, it turns out they are known as, or they'd like to be known as, the City of Murals. So what you're gonna see are all these different murals that we found as we were walking around town.
Beautiful job. Very, very amazing artists that have created these. And some of them have been around for a while, these murals.
Some of them have been around for a while. Some, as you can see here, are just getting put up right now as we speak. Hey, where are we?
We are in Palatka. Never been here before.
Nope. This is the City of Murals. Up. We happen to be right in front of one.
He stepped on something.
Okay.
Or his feet are burning.
Oh, they're on all sides. Again, it's right on the river. So we took a walk down to take a look at the river, and there's a park, Riverfront Park, right there in front. So beautiful, so nice.
Beautiful setting. Had the dogs with us, and wandering around, and it was just a beautiful time to do that. Everything.
Where are we?
Palatka still.
We're still in Palatka?
Still in Palatka.
But where are we?
Down at the riverfront.
We're at the Riverfront Park in Palatka, Florida. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
We passed by this diner, Angel's, which is supposedly the oldest diner in Florida. And I went to TripAdvisor to read the reviews, and we decided, maybe that food's a little too old for us. The reviews weren't all that great. Like Karen said, the campground is actually in the little town of Satsuma. And we stayed at the Shell Harbour RV Resort. And it's so funny, I'm showing you this right now. The GPS took us down Old Shell Harbour Road.
If you want to call that a road.
It was mainly sand, and at one point I had to really gun it so we didn't get stuck in the sand. It was great. And we got to the end, and I realized that at one point in time, maybe before a hurricane, Old Shell Harbour Road did connect to Shell Harbour Road. And so the GPS hadn't figured out that the hurricanes had knocked out that part of the road. So we had to back out, go down the road about a quarter mile, and then turn on Shell Harbour. It was still an adventure. It's fun. As I've always said, if nothing goes wrong, you have nothing to talk about. So we survived. I kept looking for our camp spot, and I couldn't find it. There was a sign that said to the number site that we had, go in that direction. And I looked around and I couldn't find it. There was nobody in the office. I was like, boy, oh boy, what's going on? Why can't I find this site? So just on a lark, I took a walk down by the river to look at the sites over there, and I found our site. Well, I had booked a non-water site because I'm too cheap. But they had given us a waterfront spot.
Perfect. Just
it
perfect.
was amazing. And if you're our Facebook friends, you already know about the photographs we put up. Now you're going to find out now. Maybe that'll be an incentive for you to be our Facebook friends. What a gorgeous place.
We met the people that were there on either side
They
of us.
introduced
And
themselves.
another one down, and
Yeah.
nice people. They're all enjoying it. Some we were just overnight, but some of them were there for months.
Well, it was funny because the young couple came up to us and asked us how long we're going to be there, and we said tonight. And we said, how long are you going to be here? And they went, oh, till May.
It's a great place to spend a couple of months, that's for sure.
I would say so. It was gorgeous, and there was just enough breeze coming off that river that we didn't have to use our screen room. It was just nice.
Sat outside and just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Didn't get eaten alive.
Nope. So again, we only did spend the one night there, and it was our shakedown cruise to go check out, make sure everything's working, see if there's any other things we need to buy to help us to get organized and things like this.
Figure out how we're going to do this. And
Yeah.
us and the dogs and everybody had to figure this out.
Speaking of the dogs really didn't do so well. I know a lot of you guys are probably interested in this. They're great road trip boys in the car because, well, normally Yukon will be with me. He'll sit in the front seat with his paws in the center, looking out the window, and every once in a while turning around, giving me a kiss because he's just so happy to be with Dad. But usually they're in the back seat and they're able to watch what's going on, but they're close to us. So when we put them on the couch in the back, they just didn't feel like they were a part of us.
And I think Yukon probably would have adjusted, but Colt was very nervous.
Yeah, and so I got Yukon going. Next time I'm gonna seatbelt them in. We've got seatbelts with bungee that are bungee corded in case they get yanked too hard, and we'll put them on their harnesses, and we're gonna attach them to the couch. And I think that'll help at least a few times so they can get used to it, because I think it's more like, hey Dad, the house is moving, and I think it just made them too nervous. On the way back home Sunday, Karen had mentioned she wanted to stop in Gainesville to go to Trader Joe's. Okay, so I went looking to see if there was anything between Satsuma and Gainesville, and I found a winery called Bluefield. Like a lot of wineries we are finding in Florida, grape is not necessarily their claim to fame. It's raspberry and strawberry and peach, and we had apple and blueberries. We pulled in early before they opened, and we had lunch at the RV.
Nice setting. Hello,
Nice
boys.
setting.
Yukon's driving today.
Oh,
We are at Bluefield Estate Winery.
I think you're right.
Another blueberry wine that we've been pretty excited about trying this weekend.
Let's go in there and find out if it's as good.
Okie doke.
so what's so special about Bluefield?
Okay, so our blueberry wines are just made with blueberries, no grapes.
Okay.
So that's kind of where they got started.
Blueberry is a big thing here in Florida. And these guys not only make wine out of it, but they also do a you pick kind of thing, and you can come in and go get your own fresh blueberries. But we did taste all the wines they had available, and we didn't buy any because we're just not really into the sweet wines.
And the The dryer version was sold out already.
Yeah, it was gone.
End of season. We'll have to wait for the next one.
But it was delicious. I enjoyed tasting them because each one was different. And they had some, like the peach wine was mixed with Chardonnay.
And the green apple was mixed with Riesling, and they paired them up.
Yeah, and so they did some very interesting things, and we really enjoyed it. And for us, it is the adventure. We like to try new things. Go in, what's the worst that could happen? You get a little toasted? That's the worst.
Now we have a bed with us. We'll take a nap.
There you go. After Trader Joe's, we took the RV for the first time to our new storage facility. And we had gone to check it out because we wanted to make sure it was going to be acceptable for us, which it was. But there were some finer nuances that we learned bringing the RV. For example, we didn't notice this the first time, but there's electricity. All the spots have a plug-in. That means we can leave the fridge on. The batteries will be topped up. If we're going to leave it for 2 months, I'm just going to turn everything off. But if we know, for example, we're going away in another couple of weeks, we just leave everything on, be ready to go. How awesome is that? Also, because of the orientation of the spot, the sun never shines on the RV. It's in the shade.
It's covered, and we don't have to worry about it beating up
The tires.
the paint and the decals and the
Yeah.
tires.
I think we just lucked out. That's really, really good. So I left it plugged in. I left a couple of ant bait thingies inside. And then I would have normally put diatomaceous earth around the tires on the outside, around all the tires, because ants won't crawl over the diatomaceous earth. It's like little razor blades to them. But somebody said in a YouTube video that what you do is you put 7 dust down. Because not only won't the ants crawl over that, but other things won't crawl over it either. I heard that rodents won't climb over it. I don't know if it's true, but I put that around the tires. So for a couple of weeks, and we'll see how it goes. We'll report back to you. There was a reason why we bought this particular RV. We've talked about it before. We wanted something small and nimble and something that would be easy for Karen to drive. But we also wanted something of this size and this nature because of plans that we have in our future. So I'm going to link to this video right here, which is our bucket list. And you might go, well, why are you showing us your bucket list? Because of the RV. Go watch that and you'll understand. In the meantime,
We appreciate you stopping by.
see ya.